Hello everyone, this is Knyaz, and today I'm gonna show you two games from the latest builds of BPatch. I'll spoil right away that they ended prematurely, but I still want to record them as both of them were pretty intense. Second one lasted for a while, at least with the in-game time, because well, not everybody had a fast PC. So I watched them both real time and recorded them, but I'm re-recording them because in the second game, as I said, we had players with pretty weak PC. So the first game, both games will be against ECA and the Lone Eagle. We have Kurkel, basically ECA mains right now, with the exception of me and Mizo, people that can play ECA, against Vitamin and Vigo. So standard openings for ECA. Aziz ignores the crates as always. Oh, sorry. Standard opening for GLA. It will be more of an analytical video because I'll show you what mistakes both teams did, especially the bottom team, that made to either them losing the game or game being dragged out for far too long. Okay, here's a card over from Kurkel. It's a weird one. Kurkel dozer goes there. I think Kurkel wanted to take the reinforcement pad initially, but Aziz requested it for himself. He's going tier 1, still ignoring the crates, so he's behind in cash. Here comes some bikes. I'm not sure why he chose to use bikes against ECA main and not say against ECA expansion here. It doesn't really make much sense because there is a cheetah here. Like there are tons of places to go with these bikes normally, until against WCA there's somewhat less amount of spaces to go with these bikes, but it still works. But I honestly have no idea what he was thinking here. Here going through ECA main with them, without stealth even. So here are some dogs in the GLA base. They're just chilling here. Could have taken these workers. That's a missed opportunity for the top team. Tier 1 for the Russia. Lost power. Dead cheetah. I wonder how it happened. And was it a cheetah or was it a radar? It was a radar chopper. It wasn't a cheetah. Sergeant Vaska just chilling here. So is Mishka. GLA got itself an expansion. Sakuma, by the way, one of the GLA mains. But yeah, he's going bikes again. I'm not sure what they're thinking. Bikes are great unit. Like if they would be playing against any other team composition than the one we're seeing right now, it would be a great choice to combine with Russian assaults. Seriously, great choice. But what I'm seeing here is just okay. He's gonna hunt some of these. Yeah, okay, just take care. Don't go into the mines. Fine. He checked for the cheetah. He checked for the cheetah, and now he is trying to attempt to do what exactly? Okay, maybe he's hoping to find some. Seriously, you're serious here, man? What the fuck was your plan? To throw bikes against bike counter head on? And you expected what from this? Engagement. Like he could have thrown a scout here, scout GP, and this area, as you can see, is totally not covered by any kind of stealth detection or bike counters. He could have taken this tier 2 easily. But instead, he decided to go head on. I honestly don't. Okay, now he caught Aziz. That's Aziz, right? He likes using this. Yes, he caught Aziz mechanized battle group here. So he's going for bites, but he has no map vision to efficiently execute his mobile task force right now. He needs map vision, he needs situational awareness, he needs to understand where he's using where the soft spots of his opponents. Maybe it's because Kurker was punishing him with bikes in previous games, and so he decided to like return the favor. But it wasn't the best time to return the favor, honestly. Okay, here goes mechanized battle group. Good job, tractors, fix it.
What is your wish?
Yeah, the first bike counter goes up here because Kurker encountered bikes 2 times already. I have no clue what you're doing, Kakuma. I have no clue. Okay, so we see a killing here. This thing will die. No way around it, even with tigers, no way around it. Yeah. So, Vitamin is playing pretty passively, already has full industrial secondary eco, that's 6th minute on the game. He's alive with GLA. GLA is doing fuck knows what. I have no fucking idea. Guys, don't use bike like this. Don't, okay? Don't use them like this. What he wanted to do, judging by these scouts, he wanted to use them as a bait for mortal pits and for the guard tower, and to draw attention. They're all dead. There's no... Yeah, fuck that. He wanted to draw their attention and kill them with bikes while they're shooting at the scout ones, but either he mismanaged or I have no clue, honestly. Like, see, here a bike counter, bike target, barracks, tigers, leopards, these uncovered reinforcement type. All of these give plenty of XP with plenty of bounties. And this is literally the worst place on the map to attack with bikes head on. Like, what? Okay, he decides to throw. Yeah, he decides to help his ally a little bit with whatever bikes he has left. Doing the right thing for a change. Getting hit by horizontal fire. Still taking this layout, taking this barracks. This exchange was 1-1 in terms of cash spent and cash destroyed. Okay, Toxin Tractor clears this out. Nice, nice. German takes double hit? No? Yeah, double hit. Okay, and this is where bottom team is making a critical mistake that would or could cost them their early victory. And that is called you're fighting two truthers that have to spread their cash thin through the whole map to create sort of front line. What you're doing? No, you're not spreading your forces to attack them on the wall front line. You just put them in one fist here and smash through one of these guys' defenses head on, and that's game over. If they don't do something quickly about it, that's either game over, or you score a lot of kills, a lot of experience gained, bounties gained, so on, etc. Now, what Akuma's doing, he's preparing for an attack here, like Kurker heavily fortified this area, being attacked by bikes, and Dow probably has some infantry here. Oh my god. Gone to it here, so these corps, you can't just push them on this side. One grumble down, one grumble left. Boris running around. Not sure what why these guys are chilling here. This game will be short, I can tell you that. No SVs either. No people, let's upgrade completely uncovered base, but that's not a problem. You're on the offensive, but no, don't do this. Combine your forces with your ally. Go through here. I don't know. Yeah, there are mines, of course, but these are not anti-tank mines. There are a few small mines here. Don't do this. That's a mistake. You're attacking the most fortified place on the map, head on, with no support from your ally. With the light tanks. They have good DPS, but these are light tanks. They are very vulnerable to area of effect damage. And your main damage dealer is behind your main tank force. It didn't even come in time before your tanks got annihilated. Now you lost it all. And you lost your rebel ambush that tried to take down the solar reactor. Like, that rebel ambush would have probably had much better chances at doing what he wanted if he would just throw it here. They would deal a lot more damage here. At least he could. There was a gun to it here, I think. He could have killed gun to it quickly, then proceeded to kill these defenses, and the Scorpions wouldn't suffer so horribly. Also, spreading his Scorpions would be a decent idea, but all of this is suboptimal compared to just combining your force with your fucking ally. Like, look at these guys. Look at this defense line. You see a defense line? I don't. Yeah, and I'm upgrading stats. 11th minute of the game against CCA, your primary supply is running out already. Yeah, it's already it has already run out. It's 12 minutes of the game. You still don't have any stat upgrade. For God's sake. This is about time where I was sitting in the Discord at the time and pointing that mistake out to them. They're starting to do something about their teamwork. Still making the mistakes of, well, they should have removed this building, and they should have captured this. This would have given them repair, if I remember correctly. This would have given them additional. Sorry, missed better look from Aziz. Additional repair power, and yeah, German having a field day, nothing to look at. And they could have just. Where is this going to? The fuck? The fuck you doing, quickly? There was some secondary cannon here, I remember this. It was killed by 2 bulldogs, then I told these guys to focus the power plants so they could switch Teslas off. Didn't happen though. Stas is still on ground fire, hitting nothing. Okay, next mistake. You see this narrow passage? They could have made it wider. No, what they're going to do right now? Fuck pathfinding, yeah. Let's screw each other. Let's screw each other, yeah, guys. Let's make a traffic jam under the howitzer fire. That's the best idea you can do. A traffic jam under the howitzer fire. Traffic jam consisting out of a horde of light tanks that just fall apart from these hovies. And let's attack the most fortified position again on the map. A wall of gun turrets. Let's attack a wall of gun turrets without tanks that are sitting in traffic jam under the howitzer fire. Well, it doesn't matter that, well, your GLA, you have decent scouting abilities, and there is nothing here. I'm not even mentioning the lack of anti-air. Yeah, that's a good use. That's a decent use. Could have used it sooner, but I guess they didn't want to time their attack. Sorry. Where was it? Oh, on the right. Aziz is losing his deployment zone. And this is about time where the game will end. It could have went either way, but I wanted to show you those critical mistakes some players are doing, like attacking the most fortified spots on the map. Like they start gathering their forces, enemy starts fortifying in anticipation of an attack, and they're still going forward instead of checking like where else they can engage. Of course, obviously not here. Here is probably the better. It's a better idea to engage here. Also, although the price would be decent here because you would get the solar reactor, but still, there are one, two, maybe three. Two howitzers are covering this flank. These howitzers won't reach there. Okay, some more bulldogs, mass buggies. Yeah. They're still letting these buildings block their way. This area is completely unscouted, uncovered, on anything.
Security point authorized. Unit lost.
Defense wall starting to emerge from ECAs. Super weapon would be a decent idea here. Akuma built a super weapon some time ago. Vitamin should have two, but I guess he doesn't have the cash. Wait. Yeah, he doesn't have the cash. He's spending everything on ECA. Okay, some scouting happening here.
Upgrade complete.
Buggies. Move them out. Overkilling with buggies. No, 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 no. That's not how you. If you have fuck ton of buggies,
Unit
don't move
lost.
them in under the howitzer fire into the tunnel like this. They'll create a traffic jam, especially if you have
Beacon
a
placed.
frigging scout one sitting there. Oh, rank 5 from ECA, cool. If you have a scout one sitting here, he could have just moved them away from harm.
Unit lost.
Yeah, ECA player also can counter that with some how it's called, I forgot. Taking взять упреждение. Never mind. Basically, bad idea. Okay, now this is getting tough for the bottom team. It was super easy at some point. Just position your units on the map where you should position them and go forward, and that's a game over. Or at least you would have a solid upper hand, because the front line would be somewhere around here. Yeah, like around his region command. Now this is sending some bloodhounds for defense. I would say the Vitamin urgently, he's getting airfields for some reason. I'm not sure why yet. Maybe he... Oh yeah, one thing about BP and how these grumbles died early on. All tier 2 and tier is nerfed in their armor set, and they're a lot more vulnerable to the boots. So if you have lone... This is a huge mistake. Let me explain why. You have a GP. Well, not maybe... Yeah, that's a shitty use of GP. Let me explain why. It cooldown is 6 minutes. You don't have it for 6 minutes. Instead of taking out the front line with the gun turrets, like here, and then pushing with sentinels deeper on with his unit, with his forces, he decided to take the back line while not having enough artillery to take on the front line. Basically, yeah, he'll deal damage, but that didn't affect his attack. He didn't combine his GP with his attack enough. Yeah, okay, sorry, missed this one. Aziz forgot to build guard towers here. He had only one, and which resulted in this. They still did not remove this rubble. These rubble are removable. You just have to build something on top of them, and then destroy the scaffold, then cancel the scaffolding. Okay, so what next? I hope I'm not very loud on the recording. Can't check it, really. What the fuck is this? Fine, whatever. Okay. I see. Yeah. But both hands probably misclicked them. Oh, Venoms appeared. Both ECAs are on 5. And this is the... Oh! So the crash was when Sokols destroyed the deployment zone. That's interesting. That's interesting. I definitely didn't do anything about deployment zone. One of the players just crashed in this game. So yeah, I showed you the basic mistakes they did. It's not even like skill-related skill as in knowing what your units do, your APM, actions per minute, those usual strategy things. It was pure strategic mistakes of unit positioning. Okay, one moment please. One moment until I switch to 2988 because we had a build update during these games. And I'll show you the second one. That one lasted for a while. In game time. In real time, we'll see. This one also has fuck ton of player mistakes in it. Okay, we have same Kurkelius ECA, GLA is Aziz. Aziz, yes. Now Pavel replaced who was here? Pavel replaced Vigo with Russia, and here is Vitamin with Russia. So double Russia against ECA GLA. So standard openings. Aziz, wait, yeah, Aziz giving a fuck about crates. Although this supply is positioned wrong, so he's collecting crates with both of his supplies. Whatever. Standard opening for Russia. The game promises to be pretty long one because we have two steamrollers on a huge map. An ECA player that doesn't know how to play aggressively with it, and a GLA player. What's the best thing GLA ECA can do in such conditions is to take advantage of strategic position in the middle. This is what Mizo and Aziz did back in the day when I was playing against them with Satos. That's really hard to fight off. Basically, ECA rushes the mid, fortifies it, together with GLA. GLA does some harassment and doesn't let Russians to just build a task force and go into their bases. Starts the game with harassment, like Aziz right now. You see, Pavel brought his conscripts in a DMP, and Tadel brought his conscripts in DMP because he was anticipating this technical that would harass the infantry trying to capture the whales. What ECA needs, ECA builds a 4 outpost here, builds howitzers, start bombarding main base with the GLA support. Players realize that they need to remove that ECA outpost, and most of the fight will go around here. That's not the case now. ECA is pretty passive, but it's already sending a dozer to Aziz base. Aziz built some. This is the game where those bikes you have seen in previous game from Vigo, they would have worked great here. A lot better than this. He doesn't have any tunnels around the map. He doesn't have any barracks. He can't instantly transport his army around the base. And these guys have completely naked base. Conscripts in BP do not detect vehicles. They do not detect bikes. They can still kill him pretty quickly, so Pavel protects himself from bikes. But vitamin, nope, 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 completely open. 6 to 8 bikes and vitamin would just crumble. He would lose his helipod, he would lose his tier 1. This is where the bikes from previous game would have worked wonders. Still, Aziz decides to attempt an attack with scorpions. He should have a scorpion missile by now. He has a black market, probably forgot about it. Maybe he's going to put the IP bullets first because quads have reduced anti-ground range until AP bullets to prevent their spam on tier 0. Sorry. Waits a little bit too much here. Does a wrong move. He should have quickly went here, attacked the supply, killed the supply, and went back. Now he's taking the engagement with Russia head on, especially with Shocktroopers and with Buratino. Falls back without achieving anything like killing Tunguska while losing a bunch of things, I think. Built a few demo traps, anticipating an attack from this side. ECA, in the meantime, nobody takes the reinforcement pad, everybody forgot about it. Okay, he tried to go back, realized he won't reach he won't do anything. Yeah, he did AP bullets, but he didn't do Scorpion missiles. They're tier 1. They're heavily nerfed. Like, they're rescaled, the Scorpion missiles. On tier 1, they're much weaker than they were before. But they get all their power back upon reaching tier 2. They're doing an upgrade. Okay, Aziz is signaling his ally to something about reinforcement pad. There's something about here. Probably asks him to start expanding into the middle. Wait, did I do the right? Yeah, 2988. So far, no critical mistakes from players, with the exception of Aziz not choosing either the right rush composition or the right attack direction. Like this rush composition on this map against the opposite, not opposite, but the further player should have been executed with the tablet. Anyway, here is an attack with shock troopers. That's actually a serious threat because this game is a full shock troopers. But Vitamin does a horrible mistake and sends his Tunguska's back. Obviously loses another Tunguska. And then he loses the whole task force. Not even trying to focus this thing, because this thing deals most DPS to them. He's shooting the freaking building with 5,000 health points. What the actual fuck are you doing? You have soft targets here. Kill them, they would be dead, all of them. Yeah, you would probably die from tigers or from infantry, but you... That's not how... That's the equivalent of shooting a heavily armed tank in an RPG when you have enemy mage standing right next to you in leather armor, yet you're shooting at the freaking, I don't know, paladin in a full plate, or trying to focus him. This just makes no sense. This attack, this was a disaster. This was a well-composed attack. He sent his Tungaskas away, that was the first misclick, and then he chose completely wrong targets. Otherwise, if these Tungaskas wouldn't go away, if he would prioritize correctly, Tigers would die, Quad would die, Scorps would die, this infantry would die, and this thing would die too. The siege in command would die. Then he would probably start losing a bit too much to keep going. It depends, of course. Maybe he will go here, but this attack would play out completely different with his force composition. Here we have Pavel. Went through demo traps. I still didn't figure out why they're not auto attack upon being detected, which made Pavel lose a couple of critical vehicles. I would say most critical vehicle here. He still didn't finish the whole. I guess he doesn't have... Oh, he still has helicopters. Decided not to go forward. loses a Helen. Exchanges it for a buggy. Okay, let's see the GP peaks are unclear. Okay, Grumble's dead. Dead, I said. Come on, kill it. Yeah, Grumble's dead. No anti-air with the exception of Tunguska. But the top team is not teamwork. That's not a critical error. There's nothing much to be gained here. Probably. Isei going for some Sikiko. Vitamin got some Sikiko. Pyro is only starting to get secondary economy. Oh. Yeah, wait, look at the map. An attempt to take down a reinforcement pad. I don't remember who made it. A Silo comes up from Vitamin. I think first it was Shock Troopers, then Silo. Bottom team is licking their wounds after completely failed attack. Top team decides not to push their luck, just some buggy spamming from Aziz. Yeah, well, that's classic Aziz. Especially against Russia. That's a nice move. A single Grumble. Those should be used in pairs. Some scouting from the GLA. Boris here. I want. Is it a machine gun one? What is he doing here? Yeah, it's a machine gun, Boris, but what is he doing there? Anyway, top team is focusing reinforcement pad. Heavy losses with the buggies. Buggies cost more and give more experience in PP. Slightly more. Pavel is preparing something, I think. Oh yeah, he also has a... I missed the moment where he built this, but this will play a role. Yeah, this is not how you attack, like just buggies, just grats. This was a very cost-efficient exchange for the bottom team. 2 Helens for the horde of buggies and a few grats. Pavel decides to target Urals first. There is another Ural here, and he's just losing. This was an extremely expensive task force. It's very fragile and very expensive. He's losing most of it. Yeah, no, using Boris in front of heroic plot, no.
Upgrade complete.
Moving it here and then using it here.
Unit lost.
Okay, he decides to counter the Zural with the VDV spam. It works, now Grats are dead. Yep, Grats are dead. I've said Grats are dead. No? Yeah, they're dead. Aziz was building his task force for the half of this game, and he lost it all, with not that much damage done to the opponent, honestly, compared to the cost of the units he lost. Another Helen, one buggy. One buggy costs 1,000. Here, 2 buggies, 4 buggies, 6 buggies total dead. You can count for yourself the kill-death ratio. He can keep spamming buggies like that, but this is going nowhere. He is actually giving bottom team more kill-death ratio and more experience. when he's getting himself. He needs either his ally support or he needs some buffer for the buggies. One thing he did well. Oh, that's a dead Boris here. But he killed the Boris out of all of this. Okay, one thing he did though, he let the CA build up. He allowed the CA player to build up, and now the CA player is expanding to the middle. But while doing so, he lost a lot of steam. Okay, economical loses to the vitamin, nothing serious though. He will try to save his missile silo now. I remember it was near that. Yeah. It will survive. More buggies from Aziz. Oh, rank 5 from Aziz. In the economy. Yes, Pavel didn't notice his eco dying right away. Nor did vitamin. This is where next series of mistakes will start from the bottom team. The top team is doing alright. Very good actually. This is where Masgrats, not buggies even, Grats. This is where Masgrats would work well in their favor. Nobody expects Russian stealth units, so no stealth detection. Okay. Yep, rumble. Triple shot. Starts killing these levels. Some Boris with the machine gun. I'm not sure why he's with the machine gun, but whatever. Dead Boris. So they failed this push. Not enough teamwork. The buggy should have. Okay, show me what you play with packaging. Okay, that's the right one. He got it right on the first try, although he didn't combine it with his main force, but still okay. I can understand this. Now bottom team is doing alright. They are forcing both land response from the top team doing alright. They're forcing both land response from the bottom team to take out on this, and they're forcing air response to take out on buggies. That's teamwork. Aziz does a mistake here, though. That will probably determine the outcome of this game. Well, that could determine the outcome of this game if this guy wouldn't derp so horribly. He's basically good Dark Side. Dark Side is, well, that's a joke name, because we still can't come up with a better one, an upgrade for a GLA that removes all artillery from them, but enhances, gives them everything else. Unlocks, recyclers, all the normal and used tech GLA has for testing. Okay, Pavel decides no guard towers here, so Pavel drops VDV. The VDV FPGs deal full damage to buildings, so this dies real fast. Sentinels just chilling here. Some bikes for no reason. Okay, a fob. This one will be. But where? I am not sure what he was trying to do here, but whatever. Okay, So bikes here, bikes there. Could have used his bikes here. This war factory would die instantly. Then so would Grizzly and Grumbles. That would be proper use for this bike group. But yeah, not bad either. So bottom team is pushing middle out, or so it seems, but that's not the case, I can assure you. Okay, Vitamin is attempting to save his... Seriously, ECA is spamming infantry. These are not Venoms, no, ECA didn't go Venoms, ECA doesn't have rank 5. It's nowhere near rank 4, I think. Another silo. And this is where he's starting to drop, I think. Another silo strike. It's going on the wrong spot, right? Yeah, it's going on the wrong spot. What the actual fuck are you aiming here for? What's the meaning of your life? To kill a fucking howitzer in the middle of fucking nowhere that completely does not endanger you? Or kill a deployment zone? Are tigers such a huge problem for you? Some more dead economy. This is mistake Aziz made. Instead of, he decided to go dark side. He already has a guy that can cover the brute force, if you can call it so, part of his team. He doesn't need more close range combat capabilities. He needs more artillery guards and buggies. He needs to apply pressure. And that was a critical mistake from him, I think. Although this dark side, this is a GLA players really like this upgrade. It was a joke in the beginning, but everybody really liked it. Because it, as I said, it gives a lot of perks that are usually not often used in vanilla, like all the special recycler upgrades, like you can see Marauders with Era here, explosive reactive armor. I don't know, I would probably use rocket Marauders, whatever. So, what we have here? None of the Russians went for the Ursa division. Okay, that's valid. Although I probably wouldn't go airborne breakthrough. Yeah, where are your barricades? Oh, you don't have barricades. Where was the team? What the hell? Probably was like 1/10 of a second from dropping its payload. Whatever. So, this Russia will go nuclear. It still doesn't have rank 5. This one, oh yeah, I want to see this. Here he dropped a fob here, killed in his deployment zone for no fucking reason. What are you doing, man? Why you hate deployment zones so much? Yeah, and here's Pepenka and attack here. Like, blow this shit up with a fob, but not some building that gets rebuilt in... Okay, wait, show me. Oh, Aziz scout, yeah, Aziz scouted. Aziz scouted and... Let's see. Oh, that was this one. Okay. I wanted to say this is where Green Russia started to dirt, but it's dirting for a while now. Doing completely wrong moves. Wrong. Like, 2 sentinels chilling here, 2 participating in a fight. Okay, somebody was here, good. Okay, now these 2 sentinels are dead. Marauders moving forward. Nothing happening anywhere else. These RPG troopers are having a field day, killing all the buildings and everything else. And now imagine what would happen here if the fucking fog wouldn't go to kill the freaking deployment zone and maybe a single howitzer. I don't even think there was a howitzer here. But if it would kill the fucking front line defense line. A total misuse of a GP. Yeah, well, Aziz misused his... Here Aziz is misusing his mercs because he forgot that mercs also lose their arc firing range with the dark side. So you're asking me why dark side takes out so much GLA features? Well, back in the day it was done to see how capable is GLA without artillery, like if I can create a gameplay of a faction without artillery in a late game, how viable it is. And so it boosts why it's so popular among GLA players. It gives them power, massive build speed increase. It gives them some scouting from Pavel. He's preparing something. Yeah, he's preparing command bunker. It gives them massive income increase, 50% bounties, all the things to play with, the marauders, all the recycler unlocks except for the artillery and toxin recyclers, which means only 4 recyclers left actually. Yeah, because most of them are artillery. Here, Aziz realizes he made a mistake. This is even in vanilla. This unit, when filled with partisans and stinger soldiers, is a great tool within Marauder formation. Acts as a mobile anti-air, like a tier 1 anti-air or so, like a medium anti-air, not light, not heavy. But yeah, he loses all of it. Aziz doesn't care, he has cash. He should have cash. He has 50 double income from black market. Kurtel forgot to give him his oil store. He has 50% bounties. He
A
doesn't
beacon
care.
has been placed.
Okay. Kurtel tells him something like, yeah, Kurtel used this time to push his... Oh, come on, where is this? What's this? It's still there. Those still didn't arrive there. So, yeah, you're rank 5 yet. I missed it, but here there was a nuclear strike here some time ago. You see signs of it. This guy went for nuclear breakthrough. And this is a... Where is it? On the secondary, on the grumbles. This won't help you because he will move Berkuts here because he's anticipating a drop. Yes, he's anticipating contract drop. Here it is. So here is a flop from Vitamin. I guess 5 last for this. So this was a bullshit nuclear strike from this silo. This is a strategic silo now, not the normal silo, because he went, as I said, he went nuclear breakthrough. He should have used it here, and then they would have brute force this area. As I've said, Green Russia will be derping a lot. And this is why this game goes back and forth. Because none of the players can utilize their GPs, their advantage, in such a way that would finish the game. They're basically both. Okay. when ECA drops around 5 GP to slow down your army, that means it feels the heat that you are giving it. Okay. He's finishing his command block. Fucking finally. Pavel, where are your punch points? Or whatever. Okay. Marauder strike from the Marauder flanking. Removes the pressure on the curtail from Pavel. So let's talk about this guy a little bit. He has Tesla GP. He has cult experimental weapons. He has shock troopers. Shock troopers plus experimental weapons means shock troopers with railguns. You won't see railguns in this game. So you won't see Tesla tanks anymore in this game. Maybe a couple of them. So this guy is already out of 2 GPs. That's not how you play the game. You pick a GP if there is anything to take from it, you take from it. Like anything that's beneficial for your in-game situation. He just doesn't care. Like, who needs railgun shock troopers? Yeah. Who needs Teslas although he's facing fuck ton of enemy infantry? Who needs fucking railgun golems then? Right, we'll build a couple of stars and try to do something. After half an hour of the game. Wait. Oh yeah, Pandora came out. Pandora came out. Here comes the fob from the Pavel. He decides to nuke the Pandora, but he will fail. Yep. Pandora protocol is changed in BP. Well, it's heavily changed compared to the old version. There is no nerve gas. Neutron bomb drop is replaced with the cobalt bomb. You will see it later on. Pandora itself, the protocol revolves around desperate measures and Pandora itself. Pandora, a lot of is changed about it actually. No? No nukes yet? No nuclear strikes? Nope. So, another Pandora strike. You fire him. Pavel's gonna scout now. Oh yeah, here are his hunchbacks. Here they are. He's gonna try to take down Pandora, but Bloodhound won't allow this. And they die. The Sokol's in him. Vitamin attacks with a couple of units and a Buratino. And then start. At this point I was screaming at him in Discord so he would actually start doing something because... Yeah. That's the nuclear breakthrough, that's the heavy silo. There is an expansion on the bottom right. I was trying to take it down, doesn't succeed. It looks like bottom team is down, yeah? No. Here Pavel picked airborne breakthrough instead of Ursa. Ursa is called mechanized. So he doesn't have Blackbeard, he doesn't have veteran tanks. But he can do things like this. Vitamin is having fun here. Doesn't matter. Okay, unload them. Here is the copper bomb. Massive AoE, medium damage, a long-lasting radiation field, and a huge one. Still, it was a nice drop. We killed a ton of secondary here. Now their goal is to remove immediate danger for the Pavel. and focus this port because it immediately endangers his production capabilities, his war factories. Another bomb truck assault. I'm not even sure the top players.
Beacon placed.
They have a vision here. How come?
Unit lost.
Oh yeah. Anyway. A fob. A decent fob. I didn't check the colors who it came from, but only one gun turret survived. So this area, it's gonna die. Kurkel is rebuilding his tier 2 on the front line. Anthrax drop from Aziz, trying to halt Russian advance. Won't help him much because it didn't. It should have been more. Actually, no, it does help him. It's pretty decently placed. Vitamin isn't doing much. Vitamin even got. Oh, he just got himself an airfield GP. He won't build a single plane. Maybe he'll build a couple of them in this game. Like, this is not how you use your GPs. This Russia wasted 3 GPs. It's not using them. It's not using golems. It's not using Teslas. Yeah, well, you see Teslas here, and you will see more Teslas here, but they won't participate in a fight. Here is a single couple that you can build after nuclear breakthrough. Why all these protocols? Well, yeah, we can breakthroughs, but we can call them protocols. Were done for Russia because Russia, as a steamroller that needs to build up, was heavily castrated in BP in the initial early to mid game, early late game. There are less things it can do. So that brings some variety to the faction in the late game. And I should specifically note that all of these breakthroughs are weaker, generally weaker than an Ursa. They have their niche. Okay, we have a nuke. We have a nuke. What is going to? Come on, nuke. Yeah, good use. They have their niche. If you know how to utilize them, like in this game, nuclear breakthrough for one of the players is a decent idea, as you can see on the screen. Especially when combined with a massive attack from that player, consisting out of sentinels and stuff, trying to break through these lines right now. Like you can see that it doesn't work as intended. Now Pandora here. Pandora's about to die soon, I suppose.
Yes, comrade. Quarters received.
Here comes the fob. And he... Yeah, here, shock lookers. I told him to start using shock lookers. I told him at around this time. I told him to do an upgrade. But, yeah, who needs it? So here's the dead Pandora. So now he can freely engage both the middle and the side, removing the immediate danger to him.
Beacon placed.
This guy is still sending here as well a sentinel and a star.
Heavy ordnance inbound.
This side is completely cleared. Okay, come on. Want this nuclear? Yeah. This is the last GP enemy team has, maybe with the exception of Cobalt Bomb. Oh, here's the Cobalt Bomb. Here comes the drop. The main reserve drop comes from VDV. Here's the Cobalt one. Oh, this will die. Oh, actually it drops. Nice. Even took down okay, Pile decides for sudden flanking attack with the amount reserves and a couple of Hinds. Hinds come with an infantry inside them. They cost a lot. They're only available after the airborne breakthrough. They're not available if you do not pick an airborne. Here they have a derp, double satellite for no reason. How this will die? I think this died. How? Yeah, black market's going down. Oh yeah, Masmustas. Yeah, this was also a critical mistake from Aziz going dark side. Or at the very least, he should have started using bikes to counter the artillery. And focus artillery specifically. Instead of just Scorpion walls and Moreto walls. Vitamin once again decides to throw his SV at enemy secondary economy, killing a few towers. I'm not sure. I know, you tell me, what was more important, killing a few towers here, or that's a couple, or fucking cover this area? I would probably focus this area. I think so. None of the players built a super weapon, although I strongly recommended them to. Aziz, right in the beginning, said he needs no super weapons to win this. Therefore, F4 with that nuclear strike would have done wonders here. But it didn't. Some more from Pavel. Pandora strike. Brigade also is not using Pandora mines. Here comes the Anthrax. I guess as a prevention measure to prevent Pavel from rebuilding his force, but that's not gonna help much. Yeah, they feel vulnerable here. There was an attempt to kill a Pandora, I guess, but it failed. There's some more sentinels. Does this guy know anything other than sense? Like a fucking Teslas, fucking shock with it. Yeah, here you have Teslas doing nothing. Please hit all the bodies. Yeah, right, let's send sentinels at the gun at the wall of gun turrets. What can go wrong? A reminder, this guy spent 3 GPs on things he is not using at all. A completely empty airfield. He could have at least built barricades to, I don't know, sit over his base in case of some GP tries to sneak in. Like this, for example. Not like it will do anything useful. Well, it actually will if it took this one factory and the power plant. In the meantime, I think Pavel killed Pandora around here. Yeah, it's nowhere to be found. And he's having a decent amount of success. All in all, I think this game would have ended with Pavel, with bottom team winning this, mostly because that was a major fuck up on this part to remove artillery from his unit roster. But unfortunately, it should mismatch around now. Oh, come on, launch it. You have a nuke. Launch it. Wait, is it what I'm thinking it is? Yeah, he already launched it. Oh, and this is where it mismatched, unfortunately. Yeah, something in there. Need to check it out. But I think the game was decided at this point. Well, that's it, guys. How much time it took? 42 minutes. Yeah, it was a long game. A long and brutal one. You can see the stats in the end. These games don't happen very often. Usually, somebody manages to turn his advantage into the actual victory. Like, for example, Vitamin in the beginning with those shock troopers, or later on with the nukes, or vice versa. Top team with the combination of ECA defenses and GLA artillery. But if you fuck up hard enough, and if that happens for both teams, and if you don't build a SV, well, a lot of ifs, but all of them happened, then yeah, then this happens. Okay, thanks for watching. It was nice. That was BPatch 2.9. It was a BPatch. See ya.